Make Yourself is the most ambitious campaign that Chile's most prestigious public university has ever undertaken. DAF's history with this client began in 2006 when Lo in Santiago, Chile initially hired us to design, shoot, and animate the PUC University TV campaign, and it continues to 2009. The most interesting aspect has been the evolution of such a simple shape and what DAF has made of it over the years. The line was born solid, like a tube. Then it was elastic, until the fine became liquid, passing from black ink to paint, and ultimately to color. The process that you're about to witness is a delicate one, extremely demanding on both the technical and artistic fronts. The result is a carefully crafted blend of graphic design and live action, where purity is king. Enjoy this elastic in-house collaboration that we have called Operation Make Yourself. 6 weeks of planning and pre-production ensured a smooth 2-day shoot and a fully integrated post-production. Every step of the process was carefully supervised by DAF's in-house directorial team, which includes creative directors, film directors, music and design directors, as well as producers, designers, 3D gurus, editors, and audiovisual artists. This is the self-sufficient human infrastructure that gives DAF maximum flexibility. Education equals creating oneself. This equation represents the university's core premise. Invisible actors brought to life by adding liquid color, ultimately forming a complete person, a professional character. The different color palettes represent the various career choices the university has to offer. A simple, yet powerful metaphor. To complement what the eye would see, a music track was made, one that reinterprets classic strings and piano in a unique environment that's not afraid to reef off the pulses of hip-hop, sampling, and glitch. To get closer to the optics of what the actual film would record, an animatic had to be created. Sculptural materials came in handy. Stop motion helped the visualization process. A moving sequence of forms and planes, a series of still frames. And the story was clear. In the meantime, the production team was busy with the fun task of casting the right faces, as well as the right actors who had the ideal body language to convey the story. Lastly, we had to test the paint's physical behavior when applied to the human body. It wasn't easy. Picture this. The physical character had to be erased in order to leave behind just the paint. Hollow Man by Paul Verhoeven made this logistical nightmare clear. Paint the bodies in keyable chroma green. Instead, we chose white makeup to cut the silhouette against the bright background. To paint and cover delicate faces, Joker in latex did the trick. An essential technical question from our pre-production phase was still unanswered, and this would be the key to our post-production success. How to manage our 5 transparent characters, yes, 5 transparent characters, with animated layers to paint over them. We had worked with one figure, but the various characters moving together represented a new challenge. The 3D team meticulously studied the figures and ultimately decided on motion capturing the original characters, so they could reconstruct them digitally afterwards, while keeping the original choreography. This test will show you how these guys like to have fun, combining the movements of a guy on the body of a woman. Hey, they've been working too hard. Let's move on to the actual shoot. Ready? Day 1. The last sequence of commercial features the entire cast of characters, digitally assembled. In order to recreate reality as truthfully as possible, we took a 2-step approach: motion capture and 3D movement integration. Acting and intention are conveyed by body language and facial expression. In order to recreate a natural choreography, we utilize motion capture. To keep the expressions intact, we isolated the actor's eyes, eyebrows, and mouths by applying chroma keyable makeup. Day 2. The greatest challenge of this shoot was to work with a fundamentally chaotic material, liquid paint. Despite all the planning, the physical behavior of dripping paint is always unexpected. Therein lies its beauty. Every take kept the crew and cast extremely inspired, aware, and entertained, and the results surpassed everybody's expectations. The concept of flow took on an entirely new meaning. The actors were not the main characters on set. The paint was. Ultimately, most of their real bodies would be erased. The color of their soul is what we were really going after, and it required epic visualization to see beyond what the 35mm camera was actually printing. Paint drips down, so in order to work with the forces of gravity instead of fighting them, the actors were laid on stretchers that gradually inverted to let the paint dance to the rhythm of the laws of physics. Our upside-down cast was asked to demonstrate their acting skills and power concentration to the max, in order to look natural. Cinematographers became surgeons. The entire crew was participating in something that looked more like an operating room than the set of a TV commercial. It was beautiful. Camera, action, paint, movement. We used the transfer process from 35mm to HD as an excuse to exponentially maximize the color characteristics of the paint. The result? A potent color palette, one that's alive. Editing came next. Here's where DAF's integrated workflow again works in favor of our clients and the final creative product. A fluid process for a fluid project. The in-house music director works in the editing suite to create a truly incidental score, one that is in perfect sync with every cut. Editors, 2D artists, 3D Maya directors work their magic to output negative backgrounds on the volumetric bodies, which in turn create the transparency effect. For the graphic representation of each college's distinct orientations, we turn to the qualities of paint itself. Invoking Jackson Pollock, with his canvas on the floor, we let the paint drip and flow, resulting in organically graceful illustrations. Then the grand challenge of transitioning design to reality. Perfect registration, integration, real proportions, natural flow, humanity. After this exercise in light, composition, motion, and sound, we arrived to the final cut of one of the most challenging and interesting projects we have produced to date. Thanks for watching.